Hey there, I'm Jill Allen, and this is Find Your Fierce, the show designed to help you discover your inner strength and unlock an unstoppable mindset that will completely transform how you show up every day. Each week, I will share methods and strategies to inspire you to step into your greatness and live life with purpose. Join me on this journey to becoming fit, fierce, and unstoppable. Hey gang, welcome back to Find Your Fierce, the podcast that's all about showing up with purpose, surrounding ourselves with women who lift us higher, and learning how to fuel our fire from the inside out. I'm your host, Jill Allen, certified strength and conditioning specialist, fitness and mindset coach, and the girl who believes that you can thrive without burning yourself out. And I'm super excited about this because it is another episode in our special series that seems to be like going on for a really long time, Fuel Her Fire. We're going to unpack the real stuff that keeps us going, okay? The heart, the mindset, and the leadership it takes to show up in a world that I know sometimes makes it very, very hard to breathe. And today we're going to go there. And so if you've ever felt like you're building something that looks successful on the outside, but inside maybe it's getting heavier or harder or maybe even a little empty, guys, this episode is for you. So lean in, get excited about this. Just know though, it's not a pep talk. It's not a sermon on productivity. Guys, it is a real honest conversation about what it actually means to lead people, to build something that lasts, and to do it without losing yourself to burnout or performance. Okay, because here's what I've learned over like a lot of years. Leadership, whether you're building a business, a team, a movement, whatever it may be, it was never meant to feel like constant survival. Okay, so if you've been told, to keep showing up or to push harder, to never slow down, or maybe you've even believed that rest means weakness. Guys, I want to ask you this question. What if the most powerful leaders don't run on pressure, but they move from peace? Okay, and I'm going to be real. I'll be honest right now. I love to hustle. I love to build. I love results. I love creating momentum, but I've learned to do it from a place of rest, not exhaustion. And I want you to hear me on this. Rest does not mean sitting on the couch, eating bonbons, or checking out. Rest is an internal posture, okay? It's leading from peace, not anxiety. It's from alignment, not adrenaline. From grounded confidence, not grasping control, okay? Because that kind of rest, that inner steadiness is what allows you to build sustainability. And so today we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about the pressure that leaders have been conditioned to carry, the difference between manipulation and motivation, and why urgency isn't leadership, and how to build in a way that builds people, not just numbers, not just profits, okay? So let's breathe together. Let's dive in. I know I'm fired up, and we're going to get going here, okay? So let's talk a little bit about the urgency trap. If you've ever led a team, okay. Again, it could be sales, it could be corporate, it could be a business. You've started that movement. You've probably been handed some playbook, okay, or you've been told to listen to some podcasts, or check this book out, or to go to school and learn all the things, okay, take all the courses. And this playbook is probably saying move fast, stay visible, post daily, don't slow down. And if you're not growing, you're falling behind. And for a season, guys, it does. It works. We gain traction. We hit our goals. We hit our ranks. We celebrated wins. And it looks like this leadership is really, really working, okay? But here's the thing. Here comes the burnout, okay? I've been there. That little fatigue, okay, that seeps into your bones. It's subtle, but it's there. That ache that whispers like, I just don't know if I can keep up with this. I cannot sustain this pace. How can I do this, right? Because the truth is, the formula that we were taught for leadership wasn't made for longevity. It was made to perform. It was made for performance. It rewards the sprint, right? Not the marathon. It celebrates motion, not the meaning. And the moment you stop pushing, everything starts to wobble. Okay? Here's the thing. It's not because you're weak. It's because the system was never designed for humans. It was only designed for results. And that's what I call artificial growth, guys. It's fast, it's flashy, but it's very, very fragile. We don't need more momentum. We need more meaning. We don't need to push harder. We need to pause longer. Because when your drive is divorced from peace, guys, hustle actually turns into harm. Okay, so hear me out. Stick with me here through these next few minutes, because this can be so game-changing and so critical for you to make that shift when it comes to building your business, or helping you grow when it comes to becoming a mom, a wife, a friend, whatever that may be. We can flip the script here today, okay? So many of us here, we learned to lead from pressure, not purpose, okay? Pressure to stay relevant, pressure to produce, pressure to prove that we're worthy of being followed. And we've been told, if you're not posting, you're irrelevant. Guys, if your team isn't running, find new people. If you rest, you're going to lose momentum. But that's not leadership. That's performance management. I don't know about you. I don't want to be a manager. I want to lead people, and lead people with impact. Okay? So this performance-based leadership, guys, it doesn't create trust. It creates tension. And so we lead from this constant external pressure. We confuse motion with meaning. We chase visibility instead of vision. But real leadership doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need to shout to be seen. It builds slowly, it builds intentionally, and it builds from the inside out. And so this old model of leadership, guys, the one that is built on pressure and the perfection, guys, I wrote chapters on that in my last 2 books, Set Free and Set Fire, all about pressure, all about perfection and performance, and why it doesn't work. Because it was never designed to create freedom. It was designed to create dependence. But this new way, guys, this way of steady leading, it builds people who can stand strong. It builds that foundation, even when, and this is the best part, even when you're not in the room. That's the shift. From pressure to presence. It's from performing to becoming. Okay? So take this even further. Manipulating versus motivating. This one can strike a nerve with some people. Okay? This is one where I had to really reflect, where that real self-awareness truly begins, but we have to be willing to reflect on that. Thank goodness I was, because I started diving in. I'm thinking, okay, how can I become a better leader? And it comes down to that reflection and that being self-aware, because every leader, and I encourage you to do so in every space, no matter what business that you're in, has to ask, am I motivating my people or manipulating them? Right? Because both can move people, but only one builds trust. So manipulation, it sounds like you're falling behind. Everyone else is doing it. What's your excuse, right? If she can do it, you can too, right? The clock is ticking. Let's go. But the motivation, it sounds like, hey, I see your potential. You're safe to take your time. Let's build this the right way, not just the fast way. People can feel the difference. And here's the thing. Think back to my old coaching days, coaching high school athletes. Like, how can we get them to buy in to our program, into, to showing up in the best way that they possibly can show up in, right? So how can they get that self or that internal motivation? And it's not from yelling and screaming and threatening them as, they're going to sit the bench. This is something like, how can we get them to come in and build and work hard from, again, a place of rest, and to build it the right way, right? Because, if we're manipulating or motivating, guys, people can feel the difference. That one contracts their spirit, right? But the other expands it. And when you manipulate, you get compliance. But when you motivate, you build commitment. And that commitment is born from the belief, not pressure. And that is what sustains a team long after the hype fades. Okay? What about this? We've all heard this. Okay, I can't tell you how many times I've heard it. Move with the movers. Run with the runners. If they're not running, leave them. If they're not running, they're not your people. Go find new people. It sounds strategic. It sounds efficient. But it's often burnout disguised as leadership advice. Because leadership, and hear me on this, jot this down because this is probably, well, it's important for you to understand this. Leadership isn't about chasing the top 2% of performers. It's about developing the other 98% in the leaders. You don't just find the stars, you guys, we build them. And that means slowing down long enough to see the gold in people that a lot of others overlook. Asking questions that no one else has asked. Creating spaces where people feel safe to rise, not shamed for pausing. Okay? Leadership isn't run or get left behind. It's, I'm going to walk with you until you are ready to run. And that's how you build a team that doesn't collapse when you step back. Because you've built leaders, not followers. And that's the kind of leadership that multiplies impact tenfold. Okay? It creates sustainability. It turns pressure into partnership. I got to tell you the story. And I don't even know, it just popped in my head. Okay, so this story of a coach, we were at the league championship here a couple weeks ago, and it was the boys team, and the first, varsity, all those runners came through the line, right? You got the top runners busting through. And I saw the head coach of the boys sprinting from like mile 2.5, and then he was cutting across the course to get to the finish line. And I'm like, oh gosh, where is he going? What did I miss, right? And he's sprinting to the other side, and he is encouraging the very last runner on our team, okay? He was second from last. And he was running, he's cheering him on and saying, you've got this, let's go, we can do this. And here's what happened. The entire boys varsity team started running with him, encouraging the second to last runner in the entire race of probably 150 kids, okay? And he crossed that line, and he ran his personal best that day. And Harper, my daughter, was telling me the story of where that kid, when he showed up over the summer, he could not even run a mile. He had never done it before. And here they are, like cheering him on. He wasn't the star. He wasn't the one that was scoring for our team. He didn't cross the finish line first, second, or third. He was the second to last that crossed that line, okay? That's leadership, guys. That's not just moving with the movers. You don't just find the stars, you build them. That kid finished the line, and it kind of leads me into the fact that you attract what you model. Let's get real for a second. Those boys were modeling their coach. I loved it. It was so good. It was so good. Because when it comes to attracting of what, again, building a team or having people buy into a culture or creating that culture, guys, you say you want to attract leaders, but what is it that you are modeling? Are you modeling constant stress or motion and overdrive and hustle? Or are you modeling grounded peace and clarity and conviction? Guys, people, trust me, they do not follow hustle. They follow honesty. They don't follow hype. They follow truth and realness, wholeness. So if you're burned out and overextended, you guys, your team's going to mirror that back to you. But if you operate from peace, from an internal rhythm of rest, guys, they'll learn that leadership doesn't have to come with anxiety attached, because peace isn't passive. Hear me on this. It's power under control. You don't need to run faster to lead better. You just need to lead with alignment. And that's how movements multiply, not through pressure, but through presence. So this new way of leading, or this new model, and I don't even know if it's new, it's just the ones that figure it out, and then wanting to duplicate it and learn and dive into it and not fall into the trap. Guys, this way of leading, it allows us to breathe again. And that's where leadership, it's built on that trust, not the tension. It's where growth is measured in peace just as much as profit. And where that goal isn't burnout, but it's about building up others. Guys, it honors sustainability. It develops people deeply, not just quickly. It doesn't just chase the stars, it creates them. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. And it's not about how much you build, it's about how well it lasts. And I don't know about you, but I am building something that reflects who I am to the core. I'm not going to change the way that I am when it comes to morals and values and ethics. It's just not something that looks too good to me. It's not impressive. That's the shift. That's the leadership that outlives this season. That's the kind of leadership that changes culture. So if you've been building a team, a movement, whatever it may be, if you've been building under pressure, if you've been running on fumes, if you've been equating burnout with bravery, guys, or wearing that badge of honor, I want you to hear this. You are not the problem. The system of pressure is. You don't need to quit what you love. You just need to stop doing it from panic. You can still hustle, but from rest. You can still strive, but from peace. You can still build, but from alignment, not anxiety. And that's what real power looks like. That's what sustainable leadership feels like. The pressure ends here and it begins right here with you, because when you choose to lead this way, you give everyone around you permission to do the same. That's how industries shift. That's how movements grow. That's how freedom spreads. So if this conversation, guys, if it met you where you are, I want you to share it. Tag me, message me, send it to the leader who's tired but too strong to say it out loud. Let's start redefining what leadership looks like, not as pressure, but as peace. Let's build teams, businesses, movements that don't just perform, that they actually thrive. Because our world, guys, it doesn't need more burnout leaders. It needs rested ones. The pressure ends here and you get to go first. Okay? I'm excited about this. I hope you're fired up. I know I am too. I'm all about being short and sweet, adding some power and fire to your day. But if you're looking to build or grow and be a part of a team that actually focuses on exactly what I just shared, on leadership, connection, and helping others with their health and wellness, as well as building something meaningful, reach out to me. Let's talk. And always remember, don't forget to join our Fit and Fierce Sisterhood. You're going to get access to workouts and tools and coaching in a community of women who are chasing purpose and balance together. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking like right now, something has to change, okay, this might be your next step, guys. I've partnered with the best of the best when it comes to wellness support, and I am seriously obsessed. These products have been game-changing for me, and I know they can be for you too. So just reach out. I'll help you get started on your journey. You are not alone. I've got you. The wellness tools, the community, the growth, the leadership. It's bigger than everything. It's about transformation from the inside out. Come hang out with me on Instagram at fit_and_fierce and tell me how you're showing up for your wellness goals, on your leadership, all the things. Until next time, be fit, be fierce, be unstoppable. See ya.